a press conference hosted a few hours earlier by the Schiller Institute. William Binney, the former technical director of the National Security Agency, the NSA, stated that it is technically impossible for the DNC and Podesta emails published in 2016 by WikiLeaks to have been hacked by Russia. This information discredits the widely publicized Russiagate narrative that claimed Russia was responsible for hacking information damaging to Hillary Clinton, and that Russia gave the information to WikiLeaks to facilitate Donald Trump's 2016 US presidential win.
Yeah, Bill Binney's just come out and said that the whole Russiagate thing was complete lies, as we all knew. Yeah.
Well, it's
so people wouldn't look too closely at her performance. As a what was she, Secretary of State? It actually had nothing to do with the 33,000 emails that she
did. The completely false Russiagate narrative is just one of the many propaganda smears that Julian Assange and his supporters have to deal with in the fight for his freedom and the rights of everyone to be truthfully informed.
Free the journalist Julian Assange, imprisoned in the UK prison system, an Australian who's been abandoned by his government for exposing war crimes, publishing the truth. Free Julian Assange.
Some people say Julian Assange threatens our national security. By revealing our crimes to the enemy, it fortifies their support.
The enemy, the so-called enemy, are witnessing these civilian slaughters every day. They do not need evidence. They are eyewitnesses to these crimes.
Free! Julian Assange! Free!
Julian Assange.
Free!
Julian Assange.
Free!
Julian Assange.
There's only one decision!
No extradition.
There's only one decision!
No extradition.
There's only one decision!
No extradition.
Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! There's only one decision! There's only one decision! Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange!
Julian Assange.
Free the truth. We have to stand up for Julian Assange. He stood up for us to give us the truth. Now we have to help him get home. It's time to get loud.
Freedom is your freedom. Assange's freedom is your freedom. We know who the criminals are. They're the ones incarcerating Julian Assange. Julian Assange is being held in Her Majesty's Prison, Belmarsh. Queen Elizabeth II has a duty to defend Julian Assange. She is failing in that duty.
And what of the Prime Minister of Australia? What is he doing?
He's failing in his duty.
He is failing big time. The job of Scott Morrison, Prime Minister of Australia, is to defend all Australians.
A veteran fashion designer and activist, Vivienne Westwood, posed in a giant birdcage in London this week to show her support for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange and called for his extradition to the United States to be stopped. Westwood told the Associated Press after her protest that freeing Assange would mean that journalists can continue to tell the truth rather than repeating the spin that's dealt to them by the government. I am Julian Assange, she said. I am the canary in the cage. If I die down the coal mine from poisonous gas, that's a signal. Free Assange.
If Julian Assange dies in prison, our democracy dies with him. Google Julian Assange petition and join almost 500,000 other signatories. Do yourself a favour. Do it today. And get your friends and loved ones to do it too. Come on.
Free the truth. Stand up for Assange. If there's ever a time in need, we need truth. It's now.
We need more Julian Assange, and we need WikiLeaks.
We are all Julian Assange.
We are.
Julian Assange is completely innocent. Julian Assange's freedom is my freedom.
John Shipton recently spoke to the Grey Zone, and he said that the Australian government's level of assistance is that they give Julian a paper and check that he's alive, and that's about it. So the Australian government needs to step up and stand up to the American and UK governments and protect our Australian citizen Julian Assange.
We can't have political prisoners in Australia. We can't have political prisoners in the so-called Western world. Julian Assange should not be in jail. He has only exposed war crimes. He didn't commit any war crimes. He just exposed them. The people who committed the war crimes, they are the ones who need to be in jail, not Julian Assange.
The family of Harry Dunn. He was a 19-year-old boy killed in the UK in a motorcycle accident. He was hit by Anne Sarkoulis, who's a US diplomat. Harry Dunn's family has called on the UK government to stop the extradition of Julian Assange because the American government will not extradite Anne Sarkoulis back to the UK to face charges of dangerous driving causing death. Free Julian Assange! Jail the criminals, not the ones exposing them. Free the truth.
What I want to do, I've got a ball taste.
What has happened to Julian Assange is one of the absolute tragedies of this new century that we're in, and it's a complete disgrace what's happened to him, and the Australian government has no business letting it happen. The UK has no business letting it happen. It's a complete travesty, and it's a wrong that needs to be righted, and extremely quickly and as soon as possible.
Julian's still locked up. Victoria's locked up. Sydney will be locked up next. The whole world's locked up. We don't have much of a future. It doesn't seem like we're going to be unlocked for a long time. All our plans are over. I think it's time we started working internally, get Australia back in shape, get the UK back in shape, get the United States back in shape, start working from home, start changing things, and bring back our heroes, bring back Julian, and stop the wars. I think that's basically, we can still work from home and do all that. Maybe all the other things have been taken our minds off it. Maybe travel for travel's sake, maybe pleasure for pleasure's sake has led us all away from the real work at hand, which is freeing up the planet, stopping the wars, the illegal wars, and having a safe environment for our bearers, for our children, for the future. So maybe all this is a good thing. Maybe all this locking down will be good if we keep working, keep a unified platform, and we keep working against our own corrupt war machinery, which is embedded in our governments and in our opposition. So yeah, I think we've got a future. I hope so. I think the future is not as bleak as we could have imagined it to be. Just because we are limited in our personal freedoms, it doesn't mean our greater freedom is being held at ransom. I think now's the time we can communicate online, communicate on phones with each other, and build a better world from behind the barricades of isolation. And hopefully that's what we'll do. And we'll talk to our brothers and sisters in the so-called third world and encourage them to do the same. Work with our South American, our African, our Asian, our European friends, and try and forge together a unified force behind this barrier of oppression, viral and political oppression.
It's twilight, so it just goes to prove how long we've been here, but we'll still be here each week, in and out, until we get Julian out of Belmarsh and a free man, wherever his freedom will be. Probably not in Australia, but wherever he's happy.
Free the truth always. We need to stop, as a society, being just into ourselves, and we need to look at more important issues other than what's going on in our own lives, such as freeing Julian Assange and freeing the truth and making it acceptable to speak the truth.
Jail the war criminals, not the ones exposing them. Free Julian Assange. Stand up for the truth.
Say it.
Free Julian Assange.
William.
Of course, make an example out of him.
Truth is not a crime.
We should have Julian Assange released from prison immediately. It's about our freedom of speech, our democracy not being eroded by thug-like USA dictators or whatever. I think people out there need to know that what's happened to Julian Assange is a basic assault on our freedom. And the fact that he's locked up is a disgrace, and we should have thousands of people here every Friday joining the crowd. It's really important that we get more people involved.
We must win this. We must keep fighting for the freedom of Julian Assange and for our own freedom. We are all Assange.